The following episode of Generation Random is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content and graphic language. Listener discretion is advised. If you're a bit of a sook, prob's not for you.
Life is very random, life is very random, life is very random to say. Life is very random, very, very random, very, very random to say. No, you cannot see, cause life is very random. Life is very random to me, oh yeah. Life is very random to me. Random.
Yes, welcome to the next episode of Generation Random with your host, me, Chris. Thank you very much for the love and the likes from the last episode with OP Gamestar. A lot of people saying that how funny it was and how great it was to listen to his side of stuff, especially his fans. Got a bit of a weirder and random insight into his life. Well, we've got another guest today. As you just heard, Life is Random, the song written as our intro, and we use it for our outro. And it was done by a gentleman called the Zac Attack, Zac Coombs, which joins me over Skype at the moment. Welcome, Zac. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Chris. How are you?
I'm perfect, mate. Thanks very much for joining me, especially in these coronavirus times.
Yeah.
And
It's a pleasure to be here, yeah.
I'm looking at him right now in his little makeshift studio that he's got in his isolation den, and it's man, I've seen the evolution.
I think isolation den is a very accurate term.
I've seen the evolution of this little studio go from
Yeah,
pretty much you sitting on a bed to
because the
having
first couple of for those who are listening for the first time, and I've been doing my Facebook Live concerts via my Facebook page, which is the Zac Attack, aka Zac Coombs, or Zac Attack, Zac Coombs. And the first couple of shows I've done, it's just been a very shiny wardrobe backdrop. But actually, this backdrop here, I was actually shopping at Bunnings, out of all places. And there was this curtain that I saw, and I just went, oh, man, that looks like the curtain from... that looks like the design of Twin Peaks, if you've ever watched that show back in the late 80s, early 90s. Very popular show back then. Very, very strange show for a mainstream television. And that was the design of the floor in that weird space that they go to, or that's always filmed. It's got these zigzag white and black and white lines. So I liked it, and I thought it would be a good backdrop.
I was watching it on the weekend. You had a light show. You had glasses on. You looked like the music was pumping. You've got a big stick
right at hand too.
Putting them on now. Oh, mate.
There we go.
At that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us. Look, see, we do, like you said, the Zac Attack show, being that we are in the coronavirus times and everyone is isolating, a lot of the pubs, clubs, and normal venues you would go to get live music are closed or temporarily closed, as we'd say. So it doesn't leave you much in terms of job and revenue to get. So you've gone ahead, built a little studio in a little live studio in your room.
Yeah.
And you the shows are on Facebook Live. It's and going worldwide. I mean, there was a video of 12 people in Massachusetts?
I'll tell you a bit of a story about that, because that happened on my very last cruise contract. I used to be a cruise performer in which I would play in a pub it was like a specialized pub that was on the ship, and I'd be the guy that would play guitar and sing songs to people that would get drunk. And if they felt generous enough, they would get me drunk, and I would gladly accept. So
as you would.
I would gladly accept. But it was always very much fun and entertaining. And my very last contract, these people, the Dolphin family, that's what they're that's the last name. That's their last name. They're from Michigan.
They're not like a Tiger King. They don't keep their own dolphins in their house.
I decided to do a show in Australia time on Sunday from 10 to 12, which is around about the evening time on a Saturday, all across America. So for around about that 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. from the East Coast to the West Coast. And just trying to get in touch with my American fans that I've had for so long, but I haven't been in touch with for a while. And these guys, oh man, they're very, very entertaining. You talk about random on this show. My God, these guys were very, very
The
random.
guys are crazy. They're sitting out in like all this snow and everything, just having a great time. I'm like, man, I'd be inside like chilling my balls off. It's
You got to remember they're used to that sort of weather
well,
over
they're
there
out there
around that
singing
time.
and dancing. I think what song was it? Alice. That's right, Alice. Who the fuck is Alice? Yeah, great song by the way.
I'm still
Good choice.
wondering that to this day.
Who's Alice? Fucking Alice. Well, yeah, like so, you know, early on, let's get it over and done with. Like peeps, if you're bored on a Friday or a Saturday night, if you head over to Zac Attack's page where he's usually doing a live show. You know, show him some love, give his page a like and follow.
Yep, that's Facebook at / Zac Attack Music.
It'll be in the description, guys, of the. Okay. I'll link it up in the description as well. But mate, it's a weird time for musicians at the moment. A very weird time.
It is. Like, funnily enough, like I was in New Zealand when all of this stuff was was going down, because I was actually over there on a touring. I was touring over there as part of the Tina Turner show.
Let's just stop there. Please tell me you were Ike.
Funny thing. The lovely lady Caroline, who plays Tina Turner, always referred to me as Zac Turner. I'm just like, I hope you don't think I'm Ike, because you know what Ike did to Tina, don't you? And just like, it's just like she calls me Zac Turner.
I just want to, before you continue on with that coronavirus, I just want to go through the Tina Turner show, Beatlemania, the ABBA show, the Bee Gees show. Is there anybody left for you to fucking play?
You've left one out, actually.
Nah, I can't think of it. Who is it?
Oh, well, okay. I don't play him, but I play bass on this show. I just have to state that before I say who it is, just for context. Michael Jackson.
Fair enough.
I have to cover my own ass.
Let's go through it.
Except for Michael.
Let's go through it. In the ABBA show, you play Bjorn.
Yes.
In the Bee Gees show, you play Barry.
Barry Gibb. Yeah, that's right.
There's only 3 Gibbs to choose from.
I got the right one.
And then in Beatles, you play. Is it Paul? Do you play?
I played
Paul?
John actually in this show.
You played John,
yeah, but I played Paul in the past. I played John, Paul, and George in several different Beatles shows. But this one that I'm a part of, I
imagine that.
Yeah, I saw what you did there. Very, very good.
You like that one, did you? Yeah.
Imagine that one,
Yeah, that's it. So, look, how has it been, getting these shows? Do you get them from, like, being in one and then other people saying, hey, you were great in that show, come and join us, kind of thing? Or is it all the same people kind of doing all the same show? These shows? It's
a weird one, because there's a pool of musicians all around Sydney that are a part of this sort of like scene, that are part of tribute acts. And I used to be in one a few years back. I was playing George in that particular time, and that's kind of where I built the craft of working as a part of a Beatles show, because I was playing George, but I also played the other two. The only one I can't play is Ringo, because I just can't copy perfection, because Ringo's just perfection.
I mean, anybody who can tell
says
me
anyway,
can tell me who Thomas the Tank Engine is.
Oh, no, the back controller, But but going back to it, like there's a whole huge pool of musicians that I worked with, and I think that's the thing about being a working musician. Yeah, I mean, you can be one of the best musicians in the world, and I've worked with plenty of musicians that are far superior to me. But in terms of their attitude towards working with other people, that is so important. And I think it's important to be able to get along with other musicians and also be a good musician at the same time. Not the best musician, but a good musician, somebody who can fill the void that makes the thing all cohesive and make it work. And I think that's where I try and fit my whole music life around is the fact that you just got to be that glue that sticks everything together well. And I think that's why when I started with this company that I work for, Showtime Australia, I started as a Beatles, and then they offered me ABBA as Bjorn, and then I went, yeah, I'll give it a go, because I really wasn't an ABBA fan, but I just thought, why not? I've been learning stuff. I was learning stuff a lot on cruise ships in terms of being just an entertainer, not so much a great musician, but a great entertainer. And I know that ABBA always seems to work well, so I learned a few ABBA tunes before, and I think, I'll give it a go. And I really love the music of ABBA. It's great. And then the boss threw me a curveball and said, how do you feel about being Barry? And I go, yep, bring it on. Yeah, I knew I had it in my head that I could do it.
I was going to say, you went the extra mile. You grew your own hair.
Yes, grew my own hair. Yeah, grew my own beard as well. Never had a beard before doing Barry as well.
You went isolation haircut and isolation face fuzz. Before
really.
Isolation even came in.
I think next is Jesus Christ Superstar. I wonder who you think I might be.
Oh, you might get to play Mary. I'm just saying, you've got a shot. You've got a shot. You've got a shot. Look, is there a show that you'd like to try and do? Is there a role you want to try and squeeze yourself into?
Yeah. Simon and Garfunkel, actually.
I
want to be Paul Simon.
You want to be? Of course. That was a stupid question. I've known Zac. 10 years now, a little bit more, or a little.
10 years, yeah.
About that. So, you know,
we'll tell the story of how we first knew each other in future episodes.
Well, just to give you a little taste, we hated each other. Absolutely despised each other. Yeah. And look at
didn't
us now.
even know you, dude. It was just sort of like you heard about me and I heard about you.
Yeah, but I just hated you. I just, somebody told me something. I was just like, yeah, no.
You got every right to. I'm
a
like,
bad
fuck
person. Him. I don't want anything to do with him. He can go fucking jump off a bridge on fire. I wouldn't even piss on him. And then what?
That's funny.
And then about 6 years later, you're one of the fucking groomsmen on my wedding. How does that fucking work?
I don't know. I just think. I remember the night I remember the night we realized that we weren't that bad. Like I didn't think you were that bad, and vice versa. It was we hung out at a friend's place up at the North Coast.
Let's do it. I'm gonna tell the story. So
okay.
Essentially, what it was is like all good great stories, it started off with a girl. I started going out with a girl that Zac liked. So Zac automatically hated me. And then I hated him for hating me, but my hate was a little stronger. When I hate somebody, I really hate something. So I don't really hate too many people, but we'll go with that. So this went on for probably a year and a half. Even after I broke up with the said girl, we really didn't connect until. I don't think
that happened that way, dude. I have to interject.
I remember the night clearly because we were at a pub. We're at a pub.
Yes.
We're at a pub, and everybody had gone out for a smoke. And obviously, you and I don't smoke, so it was kind of weird and awkward where we were both kind of just sitting at opposite ends of the table, kind of like, right, everyone's out for a smoke. And I rang a friend, and this is a really weird. I rang a friend in England because I just didn't want to speak to Zac. So I rang a friend in England. And she's an Australian who was really feeling homesick. And when I got on the phone, I started singing the national anthem. And then I went through that and I started singing another Australian song. But halfway through it, I had, what was it, about 1 o'clock in the morning in this pub? This is before lockdown.
Yeah, top pub in Penrith. I remember it well.
Top pub in Penrith, that's right. And
there's a plug for you.
There you go. It was yourself and I, and then there was two questionable gentlemen at the pool table, and I'm singing this in the middle of the pub, and Zac then starts singing the song with me, and I kind of look at him like to say, "What the fuck are you doing?" But then these two guys at the fucking pool table start singing it as well. So there's four of us singing this song to a girl over the phone in England, And, you know, I have my conversation, I hang up, and I looked at him, and I went, you know what, man, that was pretty cool. Thanks very much for, you know, singing that out.